What it do? What it do? What's righteous? Hope everybody had a great weekend, great productive Monday. Tell me what's good with the world. What's righteous, baby? It's your boy, it's only right. You know we live. We live tonight, baby. We gonna have a good time tonight, baby. We got a dope female artist, female hip hop artist in the building tonight, man. We gonna have a good time tonight, baby boy. You already know how I do, man. You know how we give it up over here, baby. We gonna have a great night tonight, baby. We gonna have a great night tonight, baby. Yes, we are. It's your boy, it's Sony. What's righteous, boy? You now tune into Right on History Live TV. Yes, podcasts about progressive, the culture, positive movements, uplifting, and promoting people, giving them their flowers while they still here. We not waiting till they dead and gone. You feel me? You feel me? Hope you had a great weekend, like I said. Hope you had a great Monday. I know there's been a lot of things going on in the world. A lot of things going on through sports, media, politics, and everything. Tomorrow's election day, so hope you're voting for whoever you need to vote for. If you're not voting, you know what I mean? You have your reasons. It is what it is. We're not even going to get into all of that. We're going to have a great time tonight with our special guest, Rax Official Music, female independent hip-hop artist from Toronto, Ontario. A quick backstory. I just heard about her. I was listening to Shade 45, and shout out to Shade 45, shout out to I Am Destroy. So I'm listening to Shade 45, and they have demo battles every Wednesday. If you don't know about the demo battle on Shade 45, it's when two different artists go. They battle song for song. They have a song. Each one has one song. The callers call in, and they get to vote. So I was tuned in. She was battling another female artist, and they both had good songs, and she won. It was a good battle. It was a close battle. She edged them out, and I actually hit her up and thought it'd be cool for her to talk about her journey, because last week on Shade 45, that was the first time her music was played in the States. So I thought it was dope to hit her up and just let her talk about her journey up to this point, and how did it feel to have her music played on the States for the first time, and at the same time, how did it feel when the demo battle? So with no further ado, I like that, man. They say when you on time, you late, and she's on time. We're gonna get her in the 2 seconds. She just requested that we're gonna get her in there. We're gonna chop it up with Rax Official. Look at that.
What's
Like
up?
Toronto in the building.
God bless
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
America.
yeah. So I was just giving them a little backstory about how we even got this going. Like I said, I was listening to you on Shade 45, the demo battle, and you had a dope. Yeah, you was battling. I think hella something. I don't want to mess her name up, but
Helix.
it was Helix. Yes, it was a dope battle. You know what I mean? The callers called up. You won. You had a dope song, "Mind Your Business." And you said it was the first time your music was being played in the States. So I thought that was hella dope that you actually won,
Yeah.
being that it was the first time your music was played in the States. And I hit you up, and it was all love. I shouted you out, I gave you some support, and asked you to be in if you want to be interviewed on my platform, and you said yes. So I thought it was dope that I let the people know how we even got involved in that, how we even got to this point. I was just giving them shouting out your accolades and everything, as far as that, dope female MC, old school vibe with a new school flavor. You got the new single out, Thick Chick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I just want to run through a few of your accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Before I let the people understand you and your journey, and how did it feel hearing your music on Shade 45? How did it feel winning? You know what I'm saying? And what you expect for week 2? Because she's going for 5 weeks in a row. Because once
Exactly.
you get 5 in a row, I think they invite you up to Shade
They
45
do.
for a live interview. So real fast, I was giving them some backstory, so I just want to let them know that she's been on mad articles. Let me just give them a few. I ain't gonna go crazy, because I want you to feel, to kind of fill people in your journey. Like I said,
Yeah, yeah,
when I
yeah.
hit you up, it's more of a conversation. It's not like really an interview. I just like to get to know who you are, let the people get to know who you are, and network with you, and just give you some support. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
once again, shout out to Rax Official. Shout out to the whole Toronto. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in.
Yeah.
Please follow her music. New single out, Thick Chick.
she was before. I talk fast sometimes, so let me slow down.
It's that New
You know,
York
I'm,
flavor.
I'm
I love
I ain't
it.
gonna lie, I'm excited because I didn't think, sometimes when you hit up artists, I didn't think you would even accepted it. So it's
Of
dope that,
course.
you still show some humility and you're humbled and you're appreciative that, because everybody think because it's not a huge platform or it's not 100,000 followers or it's not on a major network that it can't help. It
I
can
say
also,
yes to everything. Everything I say yes to.
so quick, because I do want to get into how it felt. Well, I'm gonna get there. Hold on. She was in a few articles. What the Hype articles 2019 Worldwide Entertainment. She was the top 10 female rapper list on Vibe 105.2 in 2020. Also nominated for Best Female Hip Hop in the Up Next Awards. That was this year,
This
right?
year.
Earlier this year.
Mhm.
Again, Shade 45 winner from the Demo Battle. Last Wednesday was her first win. This Wednesday she's going for win number
Yeah,
two. So
2P.
again, tune in this Wednesday, 2 p.m. Shade 45. She's going for win number two.
Yeah.
And she has dope music. Check out the new single, Thick Chick, out on all platforms.
You know what it
She
is?
has opened up for legendary artists Onyx,
Yeah.
MOP, also Rich Homie Quan, to name a few. That's just a few. What else? What else? She's been doing her thing. I'm not even gonna. I just want to shout that out. I'm done reading that. If you see me look down at my phone, it's because I'm sharing it and looking at people's comments and looking at questions they might have for you. But again, we're gonna start this off. How did it feel? First of all, how did you even hear about the demo battle? And were you a avid listener on Shade 45?
Yeah, like I've always like Eminem, like obviously like he's the homie, he's the big bro. Like I've always wanted to be on Shade 45 and I've always like been
Yeah.
like I've kind of manifested it. And Destroy, like I've seen what Destroy's been doing and I've just kind of I hit him up in the DMs and he ended up a couple of weeks later like responding and he's like, "Yeah, I would love to kind of do more of a female thing, and especially you're from Toronto, so like I love that." So he checked out my music and he's like, "Yeah, you're dope as fuck." He's like, "Are you available tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh my god." And I honestly thought it was like not real. I was like, "This isn't
Mm.
happening." I was like, "There's no fucking way that this is happening." And then I saw my phone and it was an American number calling me and I was like, ah! And did it and it was crazy. It was a very surreal experience and I'm doing it again this Wednesday, so it's going to be even like crazy. I just hope I can get that 5 wins and come down to New York because like I really want to get out there. I want to do more shows there, like East Coast all day. Like that's my vibe. Biggie, Young MA is like a big inspiration to me.
Mm.
So like New York all fucking day. So if there's anyone from
That's
New York
dope.
watching, get me out there.
That's dope. Again, shout out to everybody tuned in. Please follow her. I want everybody to network with each other in this live on this platform. So it's quick. How was the music scene in Toronto? What even got you in started in doing music in Toronto? And how was it for females? Because I don't. The reason I asked that I didn't like to because you're an MC, female, male, your MC doesn't define it. But being that you are a female, how is it? What's the grind like? What's the grind like for females, and how is it? And do you get a lot of support out there in Toronto? Because Toronto is everybody thinks of Drake and Tory Lanez and maybe Stormy. A few, it's not too many people that know about the Toronto hip hop scene. So just break down for us East Coast New Yorkers. How's the hip hop scene in Toronto?
It's good. Like it's getting better. Like we're getting a lot more recognition with music and like obviously Drake, that's big bro. Like he's put us on the map and he's one of the best rappers in the world. So a lot of people, there's a lot of competition and stuff. The one thing that's a problem with Toronto is like there isn't enough support. It's getting better, but even like since I've been even played on Shade 45, I've gotten on
Mm-hmm.
more radio stations in the States than I have in Canada lately. So it's
Mm.
just I think the music scene in the States is just a little bit more different because people like just back it up more, especially the hip hop scene. Like this was the first year that like our award thing, like the Junos. I don't know if you know what
Mhm.
that is like a big award show in Canada, and like they just had a hip hop category added this year, I believe, and a female won it,
Mm.
Savannah Mighty. and Charmaine. Like those were two top female rappers in Toronto right now. Love them. Shout out them. And it's getting a little bit better, but definitely needs some work.
I mean, well, according to the comments, you are putting in work, and you got a lot of people that's feeling your vibe. And I heard a few tracks. I like the Mind Your Business feel,
Yeah.
because it just the beat was dope. It was real like hip hop ish, and
Yeah.
it was a cool vibe.
Beat Busta, he's a producer in Toronto. He's dope.
Shout out to Beat Buster.
Yeah.
You said Beat Buster,
Beat
right?
Busta, yeah.
Shout out to Beat Buster. I think my man that's online that's tuned in City the Great had a beat from Beat Buster.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did, so he is dope because Beat Buster he's been around for a while too.
He is.
Beat Buster has been
He's
around for a while.
I think he's worked with a lot of like pretty good artists, you know. So
How did y'all hook up? Matter of fact, how did you and Beat Buster hook up? Did he hear you? Did he? You know? Did you
No.
reach out to him or?
It was actually because I find a lot of my beats on BeatStar, like
Okay.
a lot of my beats, and I found him on BeatStar, and I noticed that he was a Toronto producer, and I was like, yo. And then I hit him up on Instagram, and I was kind of watching his work, and then he released that track, and it was like automatically, it was like Missy was on like the cover art, and Missy is like a big inspiration to me. So, and I just felt that vibe from it. So I was like, I'm buying this exclusive. Like, let's get it, and got it. So
That's dope. Again, check it out. Mind Your Business on all platforms. Quick, now as far as your shows, now you opened up for two of my favorite groups. Like no diss to Rich Homie Corner or anybody else you opened up, but MOP and
Yeah.
Onyx. Like
yeah.
I grew up on those dudes, man. I for a lot of people from New York that's tuned in grew up on MOP and Onyx. How was that experience as far as the energy and and did you get to meet them? And
Yeah.
how was the crowd? Because that had to be a hell of an experience to meet Onyx and MOP, because those are two legends in the game, like forever etched in stone. So
Yeah.
break down that experience about for opening up for Onyx.
Yeah.
And before, what was the difference? Because they're both two like exciting and energized crews. What was the difference between opening up for Onyx and MOP?
They kind of had the same vibe, both of them. Like, and it was in similar kind of venues. There was one, it was called Stadium. It's not there anymore in Toronto, and another place called the Opera House. Opera House is still there. It's a very like profound venue in Toronto. Super, super dope. I love Sticky. Sticky's my homeboy. So
Sticky is dope.
yeah, like I could call Sticky up right now and it'd be cool, you know?
That's fine.
Yeah, that was like
That's fun.
that was like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, in the beginning of my career, because like a lot of it happened pretty quickly. Like I posted, like I'm just like this little kind of innocent looking girl, and posted a rap, and it went kind of viral on Facebook, and this was like in 2017-18 timeframe. And then it kind of went quickly, because then a lot of people in Toronto picked me up, and then I just started doing all these shows and things like that. But then like obviously COVID kind of slowed it down, and I took 2 years off, and then it just I came back heavy this year, like 2022, like been grinding my ass off this year. So
Yeah, I see your release party was sold out. You had a few sold out shows this year. I mean, you've been really doing your thing. And what separates you? Like, because especially now, there's not a lot of female artists out there that's rapping about, like they said on Shade 45, your rap wasn't about shaking your ass or showing your ass or nothing. It was straight bars. It was straight just good music and straight. It was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business. You know what I'm saying? So, besides that, what do you think you bring to the game that kind of will separate you and get that look that females aren't really getting right now? Because again, besides the Nicki Minaj, there's very few. I can count on my hand the female artists are in the game right now. Oh, let me rephrase that. That are getting recognized, because there's a bunch of females that do rap and are dope, but they're not getting the recognition. So what do you think will separate you or give you that recognition in the game?
That's a really good question. I think that I kind of set myself apart because I have a different vibe. Like I don't dress like your typical female rapper. Like I got big titties, like, but I don't put them out there, all the time. I mean, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But like I just want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to talk about the shit like that we go through as women. and shit. And like, you know, like we got a story to tell too. And it's not all about shaking ass. Like that's okay. And like you can do 1-2 tracks like that. But I think that it's important to be able to tell our side of the story, because like guys don't think that we're out in the trenches, but we are, you know, and we're sitting
Mhm.
here being your guys' support, right? Like I've dated a lot of guys that have been in the game and shit, and I've had to sit there and watch them go through a lot of shit and be
Mhm.
that wife, be that person that is the backbone. And we got to talk about that shit, you know what I mean? And like women being in abusive relationships, drugs, all this shit, mental health. Like I think it's
Mhm.
important to talk about and tell your story, and like just being like represent, you know.
Yeah, I like that you kind of brought up the different aspects of like as far as mental health and being abused and being in certain relationships, because sometimes those are the things that people gravitate to as far as sales. So people don't like to talk about them, so they kind of deviate from the authentic self
Yeah,
because it's like that might not sell. So it's always dope and interesting to find a artist that is not afraid to tap into those lanes, because those can be it's not talked about enough as far as from a female's perspective, because y'all do go through a lot. And sometimes I think um society and even some male rappers, MCs, take it for granted that what y'all have to go through. Not only being a female, just going through life. Like you said, it's hard. Like you said, you were supporting other male MCs, and sometimes it doesn't replicate, it doesn't reciprocate.
right,
Males don't MCs don't really like to support female MCs, especially if they're kind of rising above them. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
It's a
Or
threat,
they
it's a threat.
go ahead. Exactly, it's a threat. It's a threat. Matt, do you think that you think hinders you, or does it fuel you? Because, like you said, being a threat to a male MC, or can sometimes maybe stagnate your progress because you don't want to break relationships, or lose bonds. So, do you think that does that fuel you or kind of stagnate you? Because you can lose relationships like that, as far as who you cool with, or who really so called supports you, until they see you really moving.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, because like I think that's a big motive of Toronto. Like everyone, you know, like supports people when they see that you're moving. And like when
Mm.
you're not, they just kind of like, like whatever. But like I like being like I like being silent and kind of moving silent, and then being like, hey, I'm here. Cause like a lot of people were shocked that I got that Shade 45 play, you know? But going back into like, do I care care about like male feelings in this game? Not really, because they don't give a fuck about me. Like they don't. And like I don't know, I see a lot of funny goofy shit in this industry, you know. So you kind of got to keep to yourself, and hold the people that you trust close to you. It could be male or female, it doesn't really matter, because the females in this game are just as cutthroat as the men, right? Maybe even more.
Yes.
But we kind of stick together, we try to. As I'm pretty like Switzerland and like the nice rapper in the city, you know. But like there's a lot of people that have beef, and I try to be positive, because I'd love to see everyone win, as opposed to
Yeah.
one person or whatever.
That's a good attitude to have. And now, as being a white female MC, does that because do you get judged like that,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
some people, before they might hear you be like, yo, that's dope, and they see like that was her, like damn, it might be a different reaction when they see you.
Oh
So
yeah, it
how do you
happens
how do you
all the
take to that?
time. It happens all the time. A lot of people have met me, and they're like, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like, and they're like, oh, or they're like, oh, like you sing, and I'm like, no, I'm a rapper, and they're like, oh, cool. So that happens a lot, and like people just don't take me seriously. But like I've been through some shit, and I've seen some shit, you know. So like what is a good rapper? Like there's so many different categories. I consider myself like an artist, you know. So
So that's good. Well, you're well rounded. And I also you put a lot of music out in a short period of time. especially this year. You put a lot of music out this year, a lot of singles. I can go through a bunch of them, but it's a lot. I just want to I see that you said you took off music for a while and you came back. Without getting too personal, what made you step back from music, and then what brought you back into it?
Well, I mean, COVID, like, definitely, like, not doing shows, like, definitely put a damper on, like, wanting, like, the motivation to do it, because, like, shows and, like, doing live stuff is, like, I love doing that. Like, it's a huge thing for me. So that kind of stopped it. I also was in a pretty bad relationship, with someone, and then they were in the hospital for a bit, and I just kind of had to take a step back and just kind of reevaluate what I wanted in life. I had to kind of heal from that. And it definitely gave me a lot to write about. So, and a lot of
Hmm.
material to write about. So yeah, just a bad relationship, healing from that. And what brought me back into it was definitely, seeing actually all the females that came up during COVID, and like, because before COVID, there wasn't a lot of female rappers in Toronto. Like,
Okay.
there was maybe like what I could count on my hands that were like known. And like, that's kind of a little reason why I kind of started rapping, because I'm like, there needs to be more female energy in this shit. But came back, and like, there was just all these female rappers popping up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It was like competition. I was like, I need to keep going, and I need to push. So then I just started, kind of like, shows started to happen again. I did my first show at a place called Broken Cage Gallery. That's where I had my release party.
Yes.
And just being back on the stage, like, just brings back a lot of, it's like the drug, right? Like, you just want to get back on
Mhm.
there. So that was the moment that I was like, I'm going to really work hard this year. And 22 is my lucky number. So I'm like, I
Oh.
need to kind of work hard this year. And I mean, it's paid off. Like, it got played on Shade 45. And what?
Yeah, yeah. What? Now, how did that feel? Because that again, that was your first time being played in the States, right?
Yeah. Well,
So how did that
no. Pardon?
how did that feel? How jubilated, or how how did that? What was the? Because I saw your video, your reaction, like when you heard it on the app, like yo, oh snap, they playing my joy. So how did that feel? And and how did that increase your fans? Like how did they gravitate to you after that? Like yo, did they take you more serious
Yeah.
after that? After they heard you on Shade 45?
Yeah. A little bit more respect, I think, was earned in Toronto for me. As well as like the States. Like, I gained a lot of followers in America, and I am now getting more recognition. I'm doing more podcasts. Like, I've booked a couple. And then it's only going to grow from here. Like, I really want to get out there and do some shows, like, shake some hands, get out there. So if you know anybody, or if anybody can get me out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can definitely point you in direction where people are having shows and they can give you more information. And I think there's a few people on here that even are that know people that are doing shows. So please follow her, give her your information, hit her up in the DM. She's not Hasidity. Don't be afraid of the followers, because some people see like, oh, she got 10 12,000 followers. She not gonna respond to little old me.
I
I'm
respond to
proof of
every
that.
single person that, like, DM. Well, unless it's like creepy, but
Yeah.
I like go through my DMs constantly and like look, and I respond to fans. I'll, like, you make a comment, I'll respond to you. I think because I forget if it was Little Vert or whatever his name is, Little Uzi.
Yeah, Lil
Someone
Uzi.
was like, you should. They're like, you should respond to every single person, like, as you can. I know that some people get on the level that they can't anymore, but in your come up, you need to respect your fans. You need to be interacting with your fans at shows. You need to be out in the crowd, shaking hands, kissing babies, because your fans are what's gonna build you up and make you to what you want to be, right? Like, you can't be in this shit without
I
them.
agree.
So,
I agree.
period.
I agree. That 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 is very humble, because like you said, a lot of people get to a certain level and choose not to interact with their fans, or just do it for the sales, or do it for the gram, or what is what they say.
Mhm.
So I think it's dope that you actually try to stay in contact with people that especially your fans, the people that love your music, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope. Quick, what's your recording process like? Like, do you when you hear, because some people have stuff written and then they hear a beat and it's like, oh, sweat, I got something
I
that
can
I
do that,
wrote
yeah.
2 or 3 years ago that goes for the beat? Or do you like to hit a beat and then it evokes certain emotions, then you get to writing and get into recording?
Both. I have like in my phone, I have like 200 songs I've written, and they're
Mm,
in there. And like if I hear a beat and I think it's gonna match, I kind of work with it and see if it's meant to be. Sometimes I'll write a song to a beat and then change the beat. Like it's all like a process of like just feeling confident about the song and like being like this is it, like hearing it and being like yeah, this is it. Like I always have that ear of like yeah, this is the one that I'm going to put this to. But sometimes I'll record something and then hear it on recording and then I'm like, nah, that's not it. And I'll send it to the team and they'll be like, nah, that's not it. But yeah, like it's all about a feeling. Right now I have writer's block. It's really hard to kind of get motivated. But we're trying. So I'm going in the
well, you,
vault and like taking everything out right now and like matching it to beats. But I haven't been writing in a bit and I need to get back to that.
oh, okay. But someone, my man, see the great said we gotta work. They want to get some working with you. They gotta work.
DM me.
And he definitely will hit you up. He's doing this thing. I had a question. As far as doing music with other artists, what's your are there any how do I say this? Is there any limit as far as not to working with artists, but why would you work with an artist and what's your like knows like nah, I mean because an artist could be dope, but you might not like what he represents
Yeah,
or
well,
what they
money
stand
talks,
for.
right? If the bag is right, I will do anything. But as far as like pro bono goes, it would have to be someone that like can elevate my career and we can be creative together, and it's just a
Hmm.
collaboration that's amazing. But
Hmm.
usually, if the bag's right.
That makes sense. You heard if the bag is right, don't come out with the bag is wrong. Matter of fact, who's your bucket list artist that you want to work with,
Drake,
male or female?
period. Drake all day. Sign me up. That is when I
What?
know I made it. That's like there's like the list of things that like when you make it, like what is it? One is
Uh-huh.
playing a stadium. Two is a song with Drake.
Oh,
That
okay. So I mean, you achieved one, right? The stadium.
not yet.
So next is just
No, I haven't done
just
a
Drake.
stadium yet. I
Oh
did a
no,
places.
you meant a stadium. That was you performed at the stadium. Okay,
It's
you meant
the
like
stadium.
okay,
Just
a
the name of
huge
the club.
stadium. Okay,
It's just the name of the
okay,
club. But I want to be like
okay.
Rogers Center. What's good,
Well, like you said, you manifested Shade 45, so you can manifest the Drake situation.
Yeah, we're
It's
close.
on.
I
It's
feel it. I feel it so close. On Wednesday, I'm gonna shout out the boy, the kid. I'm gonna say, listen to her loss. Like I'm not even gonna plug me in. I'm gonna plug Drake in.
what would be your ideal song to do with Drake? What type of song? What kind of concept? If it was up to you, if he responded to you and said, "Yo, you come up with the concept, I got you." What would be your ideal concept song with
That's a
Drake?
good. I like the hype shit, and I really like this new album, like Her Loss, like the 21 Savage, like those beats he's been on, like
Yeah.
sick. I couldn't name them because I don't know the names of the song yet, but
Yeah, the song got some crazy names like Middle of the Ocean and all that. The song got some crazy names.
yeah, but like something like that, or like something like Marvin's Room, like a classic. I don't know,
That's
but
dope.
obviously it'd be his call because he's the six gods, whatever you said.
I mean, yeah, Drake is definitely dope. I can't lie. He seems to have found a niche that can't be broken. It's like he just found a lane for himself, and it's just like whatever he touches, it just is out of here.
He's
So
brilliant, brilliant.
he's definitely one of the greats. I can't lie. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. Who's your ideal producer
Well,
and
that's a
why?
good one. I'd love to work with Khaled. I think that would be super fun. Just because he's just like a nut, and I just respect him that like so much. Um, who else? 40, obviously that's Drake's
Mm.
producer. There's someone else. There was a couple like pretty big producers that were like, since I've been played on Shade 45, like I forget their names, but like if I pulled them up, you'd be like, shit.
Yeah.
They've been
I
checking out
think
my stuff.
I think hearing you, I think you'll sound dope on a DJ Premier cut,
Yeah.
a DJ Premier cut because of how he's so the way he samples and he's so intricate with the way he produces music and records. I think you would sound dope on a DJ Premier cut for real.
Premier
I think you
was
should reach out.
Gangstar's DJ, right?
Yes, yes,
I've
yes,
met
yes.
him before. I met him at Red Bull like DJ Scratch thing like a couple years
Yeah.
ago with Macklemore.
That's,
Yeah, I met him, but fuck,
that's
that was
dope.
before I was rapping too.
Oh, so quick, how long have you been rapping?
Then like professionally since
Yeah.
2018.
Oh, okay, I'm not even gonna ask how old you are. So I'm not. That's none of my business. We don't ask.
Mind your
Us as
business.
artists. See, mind your business. See again. Artists. That's not a question. I like to be asked as an artist, and I don't ask artists that. So
Right.
I totally
I'll tell
understand
you
those
secretly.
lines. Okay. Thick Chick. That's the latest single. Um, what brought about Thick Chick? I know that you're thick, but what are you going for? Like, cause are you going for just like the promoting the thick chick? As far as a lot of thick chicks don't, they get a certain stigma about them, or what? What was the meaning behind Thick Chick, and what was the end goal that you saw for Thick Chick?
I just wanted kind of like an anthem, like for thicker girls. I mean, Lizzo's doing her thing, obviously, and like there's songs out there, but I just thought like it was just kind of like a fun song. Like a lot of the stuff that I wrote this year was pretty dark,
Mm-hmm.
and like some of the stuff that's coming out like before the end of the year is kind of dark. So I wanted to have this summer to like have it like light and airy and fun and like like something you can bop to, and
Okay.
I have a lot of thick chick friends. I'm a thick chick. It was just kind of like a summer fun thing because I have some projects that are pretty heavy that are coming
That's
out.
your lady. Like that's your Beyonce. All my ladies.
Yeah.
That's your anthem. That's your Beyonce anthem. It's funny you said Lizzo because when I thought I thought about Lizzo. I said, wow, that's because I'm a big fan of Lizzo and her confidence and I think that what she's doing for I don't want to say bigger women, just women of her stature.
Yeah.
It's so dope, and she makes other women feel confident about and not ashamed for being big or being thick, and just not being afraid of who you are, being comfortable in your own skin. So that's dope, and you seem very comfortable in your own skin with who you are and who you're trying to be and where you want to go. I want to let people know the importance of having a team because I know this being an artist or being an entertainer is not easy. You have to have a team,
Yeah.
and everyone has to have the same goal. It can be egos, it can be, and you have to be humble as well as when someone on the team says, "Nah, I don't think that ain't it right there," or we should go this way. So to break down the importance of having a team because everyone said independent, which is we know we are independent as artists, but we have a team behind us that everyone has their position and everyone has to play their role in order for this to work.
Yeah. I definitely I manage myself. I book myself. I do a lot of stuff myself. In the beginning of my career, I did have a manager. I thought that you were supposed to. I thought that was a thing, but I ended up getting fucked out of some money because of them. And so you really got to trust who you surround yourself with. So a lot of the people on my team, is my best friend, Esther. She does my makeup. She listens to everything. She's on my team. I got some, my engineer, my producers, and some friends. And, I think that they motivate you, and they're not the yes men that are like, yes, 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 that's so good. They'll tell you no if it sounds like shit. Or they'll say you need to check yourself if you need to check yourself. So I think that having a team is really important because you can't do this shit by yourself. Not necessarily, you don't need to have a manager right away. I think that comes with time because you can manage yourself because you're the only person that knows what's best for you. And I think a lot more independent artists are figuring that out because like you're only going to work as hard as you put out there, right?
This is true.
But yeah, just surround yourself with people that you trust ultimately. Like, and as you grow, like your team is going to grow and stuff like that. You just got to be smart about it.
Well said, and I think that's sometimes even it's hard to do because especially when you start progressing and rising in this game, you got to understand who's for you,
Right.
who's for the moment, and who's for the movement. A lot of people are just there because it's good right now when everything is it looks pretty, and then when things get dark or when things get slowed down, you start to see who's truly for you.
Yeah, and this
You know what I'm
industry is a
saying?
dark industry. Like you got to really have tough skin to get into it, especially nowadays, like with people just saying whatever the fuck they want to online.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like there's a lot of mental health out there now. And like going back to what we said earlier, like that's kind of why I do this. Like I want like to relate to people because I've been in those situations. I've been really, really low. I've been a drug addict and you can get out of it. My dad committed suicide. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
no, it's all good. But like, these are things that like you can relate to people with, you know, and like, and my favorite thing out of anything in the world is when people come up to me after a show and they're like crying. I love making people cry. Like it's one of my favorite things as an artist because it really means that like your music spoke to them. And like when people come up to me and they're crying, it's like, yeah, like it's that's a beautiful thing about music, you know, like
Yeah.
it really relates to people. It can talk to people through sound and like all, it's beautiful, you know, and that's what motivates me as an artist to keep going. And like I think that mental health is so important right now, especially with men as well, so it needs to be talked about more and not such a stigma.
Yes, I agree because mental health you can't see it. It's
Yep.
not something you can see on the outside. So you don't know. Sometimes some of the most people the people that we think are the happiest are going through a whole lot of stuff that we don't see and I think it's about understanding because every yeah, oh shout out to you get mad you're
Shout out
getting a whole lot of
Sibo.
love. They love you. They
Jordan's
love
in
you out
here.
there. Shout out to everybody, all the Rax fans out there. Shout out to everybody, all the supporters. Racks on racks on racks. You know, I like that you say, you know, you were an addict, and I want to just touch on this, being that the industry now is kind of promoting, you know, the heavy use of drugs and the heavy use of taking all these pills and lean and all that stuff. How do you kind of walk that line, being that you know, because again, I have family members that were addicts, whether it was drugs, alcohol, and it's all you're always. It could be one trigger, one slip that gets you right back into where you didn't want to be. So how do you kind of stay focused and just stay strong mentally? Because that's a mental thing. You have to really be mentally strong and have thick skin to kind of walk in this, especially in this industry where it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's frequent and the higher you get and the more places the more doors you open, it becomes more like free to you. You know what I'm saying? It's frequent. People offer it to you. So how do you just stay grounded and keep your head focused and with your eyes on the prize?
That's a good question. I mean, like when I was using, I was young. I was really young. I was like 17, 18, you know, like a young dumb kid. And I ended up, you know, pulling myself out of that. I didn't know much information. Like I came from a small town. A lot of kids did it like back then. So I'm thankful that I learned those lessons back in the day because I feel like if it was me now today, I probably would have got lost in the sauce, you know? And what kind of motivates me to keep going and to like kind of see the end goal is like I want to make my mom proud. You know, like I didn't graduate high school, I didn't do all that shit, but like when it comes to my career and everything like that, I'm a very motivated person and I work really fucking hard at everything I do. I try to be the best, you know? So I think just kind of wanting to make my mom proud is probably the biggest thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you know, because like I was a shitty kid. I treated my family like shit when
I was just
I
kidding.
was a shitty kid. I can say that on record
But
because I've
I like
grown.
I respect the honesty though. I
That's
respect the
what's
honesty
up. I
because
was a shitty kid. I grown, and I think that people can change, and that's the biggest thing. You know, like sometimes it's my downfall because I always think that people can change, and that's probably why I like toxic men. But um, you know, like just that's my motivation is my mom at the end of the day.
you sound a lot like toxic men. It's funny.
Have you heard my music?
Yeah, I've heard of. I didn't hear all, but I've heard a lot. I've heard enough, and like again, I just like how your honesty. To be honest with you, again, like you said, you like when people come to you crying. When if fans come to you crying, that means you touched them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were touching a certain place, and they really resonated with your music. So I think that's super dope, and I think that you continue to be a role model, man. Again, it's not easy to come up out of addiction, no matter what age you are, because it's so easy to get. Again, it's triggers. It could be a TV show, it could be a loss, it could be a bad day, a disappointment, and
Yeah.
then you're right back into fighting those demons. So it's very refreshing to hear that you came up out of it, and then you continue to promote positivity and with through your music. Can you say music saved you? Because when you stopped, when you got out being the addiction, was it music that got you out of it, or was it just you just got tired of just feeling whatever you were feeling, or you just
Yeah.
the people around you? How did that play out?
I think I got to a point in my life that it was like it was either I was gonna go one way or the other. And my
Okay.
stepdad and my mom kind of got me out of that life because it was going a dark way, you know, and kind
Mm.
of picked me up and they said, "Nah, we're done with this. Let's move on from this." And I did. I woke up that day and didn't look back, you know, and since then I've just kind of been taking it one day at a time, and you know,
Dope.
like yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Yeah.
No, that's. I mean, that. See, again, it's about being honesty and understanding. I mean, however you got out of it is how you got out of it. You know,
Right.
because
And
right,
yeah, and I sorry, this is my train of thought.
it's all right.
I think ADD. No, but like I think it stems from everything. Like I see a lot of people sometimes like post online like like what's the point? Da 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 and like depression and mental health and drug addicts and all that shit. Peaks and valleys is the main thing.
Hmm.
Like you're gonna have these times in your life where it's just shit, everything's shit. What the fuck is the point? But you don't know if tomorrow you're gonna make your big break. And I think it's just keep
True.
pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's what motivates me as someone because even I was reading something like Steve Harvey was 30 years old when he started comedy. He was
Hmm.
homeless and living in his car
Hmm.
and he was about to kill himself and he just kept motivating himself. A week later he booked I don't even know what it was, but booked his biggest job and now he's famous. Same with the guy from The Office. Like there's all these stories.
Uh-huh.
I think even Oprah, for fuck's sakes, like all these stories of these people that like were so down, but you just if you keep pushing, you don't know what's going to be on the other side of that hill, you know?
You are absolutely right. You got to figure like it's like that book, Who Moved My Cheese, man. You could be right there. You could be one door away from changing your life, and
Yeah.
then you give up, and it's like, damn, what was it all for? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep going. You
Yeah.
cannot give up because, like you said, Steve Harvey, he was. I do a lot of listening to Steve Harvey because he's very
Same.
inspirational as far as what he's been through. You know what I'm saying? And the gig he got was the Apollo.
The Apollo, exactly.
He got a phone call. He had to go to New York. He was in Cleveland. Got a call about the Apollo and had like $35 and couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Living
So
in his
he
car.
lived in his car for 3 years. For 3 years he was living in his car, and he just kept going. Through his family didn't understand it. They just told him get a job, get a job. But he knew that was his gift. See, one thing I like what he said: if you follow your gift will eventually feed you forever.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Eventually. And he's so more motivational. And sometimes people think that motivational speakers are telling them how to live. It's not that. They're trying to awaken something in you that was dormant. They're
Yeah.
trying to make you see something like, hold on, if he can do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
You know,
And that's what, like, I have days too where I'm like, fuck, like, what is the point? Why do I keep doing this? Da 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 da. But this is truly what makes me happy. And I know that I have a gift and I know that I have something special. So fuck it. And who cares what people think? Even if I don't
yeah.
blow up, who fucking cares? I'm doing something that makes me happy. You know?
See, the thing is, I'm blowing up. But see, success is not always about being famous.
Yeah. What is success?
See,
What
it's
is
it. Yeah.
success?
It depends on how you view it. Success could be being a great mother, being a great father, raising your family. And I always tell people, success right now, Rack, you're successful. You know why? Because you wake up daily chasing your goal. You know, sometimes people don't. People don't. I saw a video today. A homeless guy said, I'm not gonna say he was homeless. He wasn't a. You know, he could have been homeless, but he said people always worrying about the destination, and don't understand about enjoying the journey. You know what I'm saying? And then when they get to the destination, it's like, damn, I'm not even happy because I didn't even get to enjoy the journey. I didn't even get to enjoy what got me here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So success is never about being famous or having the most money.
Right.
Success is about just waking up every day and chasing your goal and overcoming obstacles every day. So people gotta understand that success doesn't always equivalent to money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mother Teresa wasn't rich, but she was successful.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi wasn't rich, but he was successful. So you got to understand what's success to you, because success to you might not be success to me. So I can't watch your success and like, yo, I want that.
Yeah. And everyone's journey is different too. Like there's no
Mhm.
book to say this is how you get from A to B, right? Like it's everyone's journey is different. You can't compare yourself to everyone else because then you just go fucking crazy. I did it. I used to do that all the time where I'm comparing myself and being like, why the fuck am I not getting this, but they're getting this? But sorry, my dog is drinking water.
It's all right.
What, like, I was always comparing. And I think that now as an artist this year, I stopped that shit. And I was like, no, like tunnel vision as to what
Mhm.
your goals are. Who gives a fuck about everyone else? Who cares about other people's feelings? It's about you. Or you have to be selfish sometimes, you know? And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'm in that point right now where I need to be selfish and focus on what my goals are, you know?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because if you don't do it, who will? No one's gonna chase your dreams for you.
Yeah.
No one's gonna. No one. One thing again. Get back to Steve Harvey. One thing he said: if God put it in your mind, it was for you.
Yeah.
Some and others might not see that for you, but as long as you see it, it may seem crazy to them. But as long as you see it, that means that He made it possible.
Yeah.
He made it possible. And I want to just give a quick little jewel. Whatever you can think in your head is possible.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have came in your head if it was impossible.
Mhm.
I don't care what it is. If you can think about it, you can bring it to life. So people gotta understand that if you thought it, it was for a reason. Stop second guessing those thoughts. Stop killing your own dreams, man. A lot of us kill our own dreams because we think we can't do it.
Right.
If you can think it, you can do it.
You
If you
are your own biggest competition.
yes,
Period.
yes, yes, you are.
We need to like
yes,
make
you are.
shirts. Like how many quotes have we had on this podcast?
Yeah.
That is what fuels me. Like my end goal is I want to play the Rogers Center. I want to play that stadium, Madison Square Garden. You know, like whatever. That is my end goal.
Talk about it. That's it. You got to see it for yourself. You have to see, you have to see it. They again. I don't. Sometimes I get preachery when I do these things with people because again this platform is about just educating and just uplifting and just showing positivity and
your history.
letting people know, like let people like yourself know, like yo, you're successful already. Don't let no one doubt your success. Don't let no one tell you what you're not because they're not doing it. But you have to see it for yourself, and not only you have to believe it. You have to believe in that, and you talk with confidence and with, like, again, a knowing of yourself. You know what your capability. You know what you can do. There's no. I have a saying. You know, like, write your own history. It's again. It's not just a saying. It's more of a lifestyle. It's more like, I don't care if you 10. I don't care if you 80. There's never too late to change, to write your own, to create something for yourself.
Facts.
It's never too late. I don't care if you. Shout out to old Flotino. Shout out to Music by Mill. Shout out to everybody tuning in, showing love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Victory. You know what I mean? Oh, mic performance coming up soon. Please keep me posted on that. I would love to. I don't know if it's gonna be live or virtual.
The same song that I'm releasing on Shade 45 on Wednesday is what I'm releasing with Victory Mike on Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I'm tuned in Wednesday because I'm definitely, I'm gonna try to call in because I always call in to Destroy. I love Destroy. He's dope. He's really for the culture. He really shows love to independent artists, and he does show mad love. And I salute Destroy. I salute to him. And Shade 45 is a dope platform for all independent artists, man. I believe that all artists should tune into Shade 45 just to get some knowledge, because you never know. They're always teaching on Shade 45 and get to know new artists like yourself. Like, I would have never known you if I didn't listen to Shade 45. So I salute to them. I salute to you. You know what I'm saying? But again, I start getting preachery by habit.
It's the New York in you. It's the New York.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get you on just so people could get to know who you are, because sometimes we hear the music and we don't really get to connect with the person behind the music. And I really dig your vibe and what you've been through and what you continue to do for not only female artists, but this for the culture, because this culture is, isn't about color. It's about authenticity. It's about creating. It's about giving back. It's about creating legacies. And again, like you said earlier, you manifested Shade 45. People don't understand it. Sometimes it sounds cliche, that when we say, oh, nah, if you think, you are what you think, talk about it, but these things are true.
It is.
If you follow any successful person, they'll tell you the same thing. If you write it, what they say, write the vision and make it plain. You have to see it. You have to see it and remind yourself and believe you can do it, man. And it's
a powerful thing. It's a powerful.
It's probably like I get choked up because it's so true that whatever you really believe and think, you can do it. Like, I never thought I would have had a podcast. I never thought I would be, talking to you, talking to the people that I interview on this podcast. And I don't do it for the likes or for the shares or for the followers. I just do it generally because I want to see people win, and I want to understand people's journey, because, like you said earlier, everybody's journey is different. And you'd be surprised what people go through and what they overcome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would never have saw you and thought you were an addict and you overcame addiction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your hardships, and people think that sometimes, especially New Yorkers, we forget that it's hard everywhere. Sometimes we get caught up in the New York thing that, oh, nah, it's hard everywhere. And I just like to give people their flowers while they're alive. And give them their respect and show them love while they're here, and that's why I built this Write Your Own History thing, because it's about you are writing your own history.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. If you don't do it, no, I appreciate you, because again, even when I reached out, I was like, oh shit, she might not even, because I reached out to a lot of artists and they may like it and see it, but they don't really respond back. So the fact that you responded back, it was like dope. That's why I said, I gotta see if she wants to be on the show, because first time getting heard in the States, and you won Shade 45. I thought that was a dope accomplishment. Because again, a lot of people don't get that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
especially as a first timer. So I'm rooting for you next week. I'm voting for you. I'm gonna call in and vote for you if I can, if I get through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm voting for you. Again, shout out to you and your team.
You too.
This is
Is it Samantha?
Yeah. Oh, what happened? What happened just now? I don't know. We lost the whole. Let me see if we get it back. We lost her. Let me see if we get it back. Hold on. Let's get her back, cause Rax is dope. Let's get her back. I don't know what happened. The devil be working there. The devil be always working, boy. You gotta be careful. That devil always working, man. That devil is always working. I don't know what happened just now. I don't know what happened. Oh, there you go, Rax. There you go. There she go. That devil be working, boy. That devil was something else, boy. That devil be working hard, boy. Woo, try to crush our groove. Tried to crush our groove, Rax.
Sorry, my
Look at the devil.
bad.
No, it's not you. It was the devil. It was the evil
Blame it
forces,
on the
man.
devil.
They tried not you. It was the forces that be trying to crush this groove. They see me vibe. They trying to crush this groove right here, man. We can't be stopped, man.
Yeah. No, Samantha. Shout out Samantha. Like, she was so great, sharing all shit. Love her.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta get on her podcast too. Let's get activated. She has
Yeah,
a dope podcast every Thursday at 7 p.m. She's dope. So you could tap in with her. I'm pretty sure she might tap in with you before the night is over or sometime tomorrow because she's dope. She's
and Nana
part of my
Goody in the
team, a
building. She's
PR
another
manager.
amazing Toronto MC. You should get her on the show. So good.
Who's that? Who's that? Nano?
Nana Goody.
Nana Goody?
Mm.
Yeah, Nana Goody. Hit me up. Now let's work.
She's a
Let's work,
homie.
Nana Goody. I don't mind getting you on the show. Let's talk about it. Let's get your journey out there, man. Because I support everybody that supports themselves and is about uplifting the culture and about being positive and I want to hear your story, man. We all have a
Yeah,
story,
she's
man.
sick. She
So,
motivated me to be a rapper in Toronto. Like, she's gas, yo. I
ooh.
was like, her shit, you gotta check her shit out.
I am. Please, Nano, send me some links. Let's DM me. Let's link up. Let's set it up. I think I got not next week is open, but the week after might be available, so we could set it up and we could definitely do what we do, man. And
Ladies in the
Goody
building.
Gang, the Goody Gang. Shout out to the Goody Gang, man. Shout out to the whole Goody Gang. Shout out to the whole Toronto. Shout out to the whole Rax team. You know what I'm saying? Please follow her. I want everybody to network with each other. You don't gotta follow everybody. Don't gotta follow each other, but please network and vibe out because it's about unity and unifying.
And
You know what I'm
this is
saying?
what's so
And
amazing with
to get
America. Sorry.
no. Say what you say. It's about you.
This is what's so great about America. Like, you guys, like, supporting. It's like tenfold as compared to Toronto. Like, we need more of this.
Yeah. I
Great
mean,
energy.
I'm willing to work with. I mean, to link up with anybody in Toronto that's willing to just come on and say they start. I'm sorry, Nana, not Nana. I'm sorry. Don't. I'm sorry. I apologize. My mouth is quicker than my mind sometimes, so I just
So New
be
York.
going sometimes.
Your New Yorkness.
So my fault, but I would love to get you on here too, Nana, and get the whole goody gang on here if we could. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I'm with all the smokes. I'm with all. I don't care who it is, man. I don't care if you a janitor. You got a story? I want to hear it because understand. You gotta treat the janitor like you treat the CEO. You never know who you're gonna see and who can help.
Yeah, and
So
that's going back to, like, I usually say yes to everything, usually. Because you never know who's gonna be watching.
you never know. You never know. Wow, dang! It's that. See how fast an hour goes. You see how fast an hour goes
When you're having
when you just
fun.
build it, when you just chopping it up. Again, like that, like I said earlier, it's not. If anybody watches, this is not like an interview. It's more like we in a virtual living room. She's on her couch, I'm on my couch, and we just vibing out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do here. That's what this platform is for. Before we go, please shout out your Instagram where they can find you. She'll be on Shade 45 next week at 2 p.m. for the Devil Battle, going for win number 2. You know what
Call
I'm
me.
saying? So yes. So shout your team out, shout whoever you want to shout out, and whatever you want to say, do your thing. The floor is definitely yours.
Well, my name is Rax, RAXX. You can find me on Rax Official Music, all platforms. I'm on Shade 45 this Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Better tune in, better call in. I'm dropping my new song called Lost Friends. We're dropping a video on my Victory Mic. I got more shit coming out. Shout out my team. Love everybody. It was an amazing time talking to you. If anybody in the States can get me any shows, any podcasts, any gigs, I will come. I don't give a fuck. I want to blow up in the States, and you will remember this face.
Yes. Yes, again, shout out to you. Heard what she said. Hit her up for she's looking for more exposure, podcasts, shows, whatever you got, man. Hit up Rax, Rax Official. I have the title in my Instagram, so please hit her up. She just dropped a video a few weeks ago. Yeah, she's working.
I'm
She's
working.
working.
I'm a
She is
hardworking
working.
bitch.
She is working. Now that I can't lie,
Somebody
she's
call
working.
Drake.
Somebody called Drake. Somebody, she's not playing. She's gonna manifest that. I wouldn't be surprised by sometime next year you got a feature with Drake. I would not be
A feature?
surprised.
I mean, if Smiley can do it, I can do it.
Of course you can. Shout out to legendary Cool Roski from the Fat Boys just tuned in. So shout out to him. Shout out to Old Flotino. Shout out to Nana, the Good Gang. Shout out to my whole Certified Nation team. Shout out to the whole Rax team. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Follow the page at Write Your Own History Live TV. Rax, I want to thank you. It was a pleasure. Again, I'll be listening Wednesday. I'm gonna already follow you. I will be tuning into more of your music. I would love to somehow find out about the whole victory, the mic, the show. If I could watch virtually or somehow, whatever I
I'll
can
send
do,
it to you for sure.
I will send me the link. I will, and however else I can assist you in promoting you, let me know. I have no problem. It doesn't cost me anything to share your music or reach out. It doesn't cost me anything, so I have no problem
Please.
doing that.
Oh my God, tell Toronto that.
No,
Shit.
Toronto, stop playing, man. Don't wait till she blow up to start supporting her. Support her now on the ground floor. Trust me.
You heard it here
You won't be
first.
disappointed, man. Shout out to all the thick chicks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Thick chick out now on all platforms. Go cop that. Go support that. Salute again. She will be on Shade 45 this Wednesday, 2 p.m. Going for win number 2 in the demo battle. So tune in to Shade 45 this Wednesday. Rax, before you go, I want to let you know, write your own history or someone will write it for you. Keep doing your thing, Rax. You got much love for me and my people and much love for me in the States, man. You have a great night. It was great talking to you. I love that. I love you. I love what you're doing. I love your music. Keep doing it. I won't be surprised. I hope you got some merch coming because I like the
I need
name
to
Rax.
work on that. Yes.
Yeah, I
See
just
hats
I
like
just
this.
put it in I just put it in the air for you right there. I just put it in the air. So you're gonna come and Drake, stop playing.
Stop playing.
Drake. Stop. I know you in here, Drake. Let me see you.
Where's Champagne Poppy at?
Well, yeah, it was great. This was a great time and Nana, please, I would love to do an interview with you too. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Thank y'all.
God bless
It was a great
America.
interview. Rax, you have a great night. Tell your dog I said good night.
Night. Okay, thank you
And
so much for
good
having
luck.
me.
No problem. Good luck Wednesday, man. I'll be tuned in.
Bye.
You have a good one. Yeah. So y'all know that was a great show. Shout out to the whole Rax family. You know how we do here, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to everybody that follow me, the new followers, old followers. Again, you know my motto, man. Write your own history or someone will write it for you. If anybody watching wants to be interviewed, hit me up, DM me. We could chop it up. We could get it together. We could set it up. You know, turn your hurdle into a hustle. Turn that obstacle into an opportunity. Thank you for my Certified Nation fan for tuning in, commenting. Shout out my man, Newest Truest. You know I got you, boy. You already know how we move, Newest. You know I got you, man. We're going to set it up. Hit you up on a DM, and let's work, man. You know how we do. Again, write your own history or someone will write it for you. Next week, you don't want to miss next week. Next week is I got a surprise for y'all next week, man. I got a surprise for y'all next week. Shout out to my sister, Empress Tenacious. I got a surprise for y'all next Monday. Y'all don't want to miss it. It's going to be crazy. I'm just going to say the name. I'm just going to say 2 words, Black Panthers. Black Panthers. That's all I'm going to say, man. It's going to be crazy next week. Woo, next week different. Next week different. Trust me, next week is different. So shout out to my fiance, shout out my son, my kids, my family, everybody tuned in. I love y'all. Again, man, you know my motto, man. Write your own history or someone will write it for you. Impossible is only 10 letters. You can count them if you want. Gone.